もっとこじんまりしたのか。基本みんな上に行きたがってる。
どこ行く？
上の方へ。
うん。Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
あ、なんかレストランみたいな匂いする。
うん。
Kia ora team, welcome. Feel free to head outside for the best view. Again, pop you down. Cook cover for the kilo.
Cappuccino? Two cappuccino?
どうぞ。
ちょっと濡れてるけどな。気持ちいいね。
うん、気持ちいいね。うん。
Up out of the fjord. It's not the highest peak around here, but certainly the most recognisable, especially when the top of it's showing. They won't use the most of the advertising for this place and for promoting New Zealand all over the world. We're going to cruise out along the base of Motor Peak all the way out to the Tasman Sea. And we'll turn around and come back in along the northern side. As we're cruising, keep a lookout for any wildlife. You should be able to find a couple of waterfalls along the way. Speaking of which, Lady Bowen Falls is the big one off to the right, one of just two glacially fed waterfalls feeding into the fjord, flowing every day of the year. They have done for several thousand years. Pretty good chance we'll see these ones for a second time just before we come back in. As we're cruising, I'll do some...
あそこの空とかなんかすごい、結構みんなうろちょろしてるね。
うん。でもこれはかなり天気がいい方なんじゃないだろうか。
Sterling Falls ahead of us out to the right, the second of the two glacially fed waterfalls. We're going to get a closer look at that one on the way back in along the northern side. Any other waterfalls that you managed to spot today are called temporary or rain dependent waterfalls. There's not many of them. Haven't had any significant rain for a while. When it's raining heavily, there are hundreds. The harder it rains, the more we get, the more impressive they become. Within just a couple of hours of the rain stopping, almost all of them dry up and disappear again. There's a few that last a wee bit longer, one that goes for over a month without rain. But if that ever stops, it's considered to be a severe drought. Doesn't happen very often though, so we get about 200 days of rain every year, with an annual rainfall usually between 6 and 9 metres. The driest year on record we still had 4.5 metres, which is more than the average that the Amazon rainforest gets. Mostly due to having this
ちょっと雨が少なかったらしいので最近今日は滝のコンディションはそんなに良くないみたいです。多い時には何百の滝が流れ落ちるのが見られますみたいにさっきアナウンスで言ってたんですけど、今日はもうちょろちょろですね。
The rock down here in Fjordland is the oldest in the country, formed about 500 million years ago, deeper than the Earth's crust. It's been metamorphosed and changed under immense heat and pressure, slowly uplifted by the folding of the Indo-Australian and Pacific tectonic plates, overlapping beneath the South Island, responsible for the uplift of the Southern Alps, which are considered to be one of the youngest and fastest growing alpine ranges on Earth. Only about 5 million years old. The likes of the Himalayas and Andes are well over 50 million years old. Mostly granite, diorite, gabbro and gneiss. Veins of banded quartz that run through the rock. Where you find that, you'll often find gold. There are a few gold mining efforts in the southern fjords where the terrain's a bit more forgiving. No, the weather isn't. 1890s and early 1900s. Didn't last long though, wasn't super productive. Garnets in the rock have their lead prospectors excited as well, as they're often found alongside rubies in other parts of the world, but there's not really any precious gemstones in New Zealand, although there is a beautiful type of greenstone or pounamu that Māori travelled through here for hundreds of years collecting. A soft translucent form known as tangiwai or takiwai, meaning tearwater, mostly just used for jewellery, ceremonial pieces. From here they'd continue north to gather the much tougher nephrite jade that was more suitable for tools and weaponry.
こやろ
誰が噂の子供用の双眼鏡ですクッキーがいる。
子供用やから。
あ、つけずに。
Fairy falls out to the left, named after the beautiful rainbow colours that you get in the spray and mist when there's a bit more water, a bit more sun. These ones dropping in from 90 and 80 metres. They final leap down into the fjord. The smaller one in behind the trees called Bridal Veil Falls, probably the most common name for a waterfall on Earth.
ブライダルベ
So
ール滝
unique, it
って
runs
いう
down
名
a
前らしい
splinter
で
fault
す。
line, a fracture off of the Alpine Fault. Seismic activity shaking down all this rock and rubble, which has piled up so much it's creating a rocky beach there
白糸
today.
の滝というか、確かにウェディングベールのようなこの細かいしぶきの滝
They
が
say we get 1,000
流れて
earthquakes
ます。
a month here. Most of them far too small to notice, but every 300 years to expect a magnitude 8 or greater. Nothing like that today. Thankfully. Fingers crossed anyway. Certainly you don't want to be dwelling on it when you're driving up through that long dark tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
その顔は何ですか？寒い顔ですか？
寒ない。
素足。
いや、短い靴履いてるかもしれんけど。
はあ、
さすがに半ズボンはいいひんな。さすがに北欧系の半ズボンはいいひんな。
半ズボンはいないね。ペラペラの、でもあの子ペラペラのジャージに素足ですわね。
猛者よな。
もうさいるね。
絶対無理。
何が素足？さっきのブライダルベールだけを後にして、さらに
全然動物はいいな。
まだいないね。この景色を楽しむところがミルフォードサウンドのポイントですからね。海に出るので急に揺れ始めました。
Many years collecting. It's all protected by the national parks, World Heritage areas now, but Ngāi Tahu still have access to the Pounamu if they need it. Maori know this region as Ata Whenua, or the Shadowlands, seen as a dark, foreboding and hospitable place, said to be the home of Hinanui Po, the goddess of the underworld. This valley in particular called Pio Pio Tahi, named after a native bird, Pio Pio, and Tahi meaning one or special. Cook sailed by here a couple of times in the 1770s. From out at sea, the way that the mountains overlap at the entrance here completely obscures the valley beyond. It wasn't until about 1810 when a
だいぶ風が強くなってきて、雨の方に出た時にはだいぶ揺れたんですけど、船自体は揺れてませんが、風は相当冷たい風が吹きつけてる感じです。
They were down when they had the storm last year. I was telling them that this book
us to the narrow part of the fjord. You can see how there's these step-like formations on either side. Copper Point on the right. On the left, a series of steps leading up to the mountain tops. Each one represents a major period of glaciation or a past valley floor, with each successive glacier carving the valley deeper but narrower at this particular point. If you draw a line from the top of the first step ahead of us across the top of Copper Point on the right, that's where the valley floor would have been about 600,000 years ago.
I'm listening to what he says about the glacier. That's what I did for my PhD. So, the ice ages. So far, good. Pass the test.
In the corner, Palisade Falls is our longest lasting temporary waterfall, just a trickle coming down there at the moment. Not many people have seen this one dry up, though it takes more than a month without rain for it to stop. When it's raining heavily, it'll fill that entire space of bare rock on either side of it.
アザラシがいるかもしれないからちょっとスローダウンして見てるけど、最近はあんまりいないよねって言ってました。確かにいなそう。カモメがちょっといるぐらいでした。 真下まで船が寄ってくれているので、29時はちょっとくれぐらいです。
Awesome.
Okay, I appreciate it, man.
I hope they're better.
Quick.
You okay?
そうですね。ここで止まるのは結構大変なんですよね。
Sorry. Right? Okay.
今日は割と水量は少ないらしいんですけど、それでも結構な感じでした。
I believe a fairly impressive cliff face that went 700 metres up to the top of the big scoop out of the rock before it continues sloping up to the top of Mount Kimberley. Or the Lion, which is one of the smaller peaks around here, just over 1300 metres high. It's about 40 metres less than the highest peak in the UK, Ben Nevis. Harrison Cove here, beautiful part of the fjord, tucked away from the prevailing winds. It's a lot shallower through here, so there's a couple of moorings, that big yellow rain. Not a bad view looking up the Harrison River as we come past here.
正面の山の上に雪があるんですけど、ああいう氷河が削り出した谷がここのフィヨルドサウンド。フィヨルドサウンドって間違えた。ミルフォードサウンド。このフィヨルドの地形を作ってるんだよっていう説明が今ありましたが、それがこう V 字カールが切り立ってる感じがよく伝わってきますね。ちょうど流れ出す川もあって何とか分かりやすい場所でした。黄色いお兄さんのその氷河期での研究、なんか海面上昇らしいんですけど、PhD 取ったって言ってました。そういう人の目から見たらきっと違う風にこの景色が映るんだろうなと思います。
The Arthur Valley out to the right is where the world famous Milford track comes in. 55 4-kilometre hike from the head of Lake Tiano. That route opened up in 1888, becoming the first land access into Milford. Before that, access was almost exclusively by sea. It wasn't until 1954 that the Homer Tunnel was opened, allowing vehicles to travel all the way in and out. That same year, Milford Town Hotel was opened, the big building ahead of us overlooking the fjord and the complex around it. These days it's called Mitre Peak Lodge, and it's just used by the guided walkers when they come off the Milford track with ultimate hikes over the summer season. Most of the other buildings down here are for staff accommodation. It can be about 300 staff living and working here through the busier summer months. Not so many in the winter time. We scale things back, we're not as busy. We do operate every day of the year. Winter can actually be some of our most settled weather down here. Lots of clear, calm days. Almost every sunny day in the summertime it gets quite windy. And by this point in the day we'd have a fairly strong day breeze or anabatic wind blowing up the valley. Might get quite windy and choppy. Yeah, lots of nice calm days through the cooler months. Lady Bowen Falls coming back into view again, that same waterfall that we passed leaving the harbour at the start of the trip. 163 metres high this one. Just upstream from the top of that is where we get all of our fresh water from, everything that's used on the boat. Some of it gets diverted to spin a turbine generating 24-hour electricity for the Milford as well. Wee bit of activity in the water up here. There might be a seal having a feed. Slow down as we pass by. There could be some bait fish in the water here, being chased up by some larger predatory fish or a seal. So keep your eyes peeled.
ここにこうオカモメが集まっているので、なんか魚を食べてるんじゃないかということでした。で、アザラシするのかな。ちょっと動画表で見てみたいと思います。
Experience. Don't be afraid to come back again. But for now, we wish you all the best on your further travels. Have a safe journey onwards and enjoy the rest of your holidays. Take care. Ka kite anō. Mā te wā.
接岸準備をしてる人が下にいます。半袖やそして頭も若干寒そうですけど気にしている様子はないです。水がめちゃめちゃ透明ですね。 ってる鍵でロープを手繰り寄せました。ちなみに向こうの船はなんかお弁当が準備されている高級なクラスがあるみたいです。では無事に国有ターミナルに帰ってきました。よかった。